All right, we've created our blank shapefile. So I got my DOQ outline over here on the left. And now I actually want to do some editing. Now, editing in ArcMap is one of the most joyous things you can do. There's nothing more special than like digitizing and editing lines hour after hour. So cherish these moments that you have ahead of you doing an Arc. You won't forget them. All right, so let's get started. Now, this is the Arc map we've been used to seeing. We need to modify Arc a little bit in order to do editing. So I'm going to go up to the gray, an open area of my toolbars, and right-click and add a couple toolbars that we need in order to do some editing. So I'm going to turn on the editor, and I'm also going to right-click and turn on snapping, and then dock that here. So I've got two new toolbars that I'm going to use to do a lot of my editing. Now, since we're working with shapefiles, we're using some of the simpler tools, editing tools within Arc. Once you switch to geodatabases, things get quite a bit more complicated, but we're just going to start with the simple stuff first. So I'm going to turn on an editing session. What that means is that I can't, for the most part, edit things outside of an edit session, and it allows me to have an undo. So if I do something and I screw it up, I'll have an undo option when the editor's on. So I'm going to go to the editor toolbar and click on the Start Editing. Now, a couple things happen when I do that. First, it's going to check to see if all my data sets here are in the same folder. They happen to be, so I didn't get an error. But if there were multiple folders, you would have seen a choice of which workspace or which folder you're operating in. Arc allows you only to edit files that are in the same folder or same, if we're in a geodatabase, a featured data set. I also get some new panes over here to the right. These are my options for what types of features that I can create. And these are called feature templates, and they help you create things more quickly. And that's particularly useful for geodatabases. So it says, all right, I'm able to edit DOQ outline, which right now is a blank file. There's nothing in it. And I get the different construction tools, different things that I can create. And I want to start off with a polygon. So I'm going to click that. And then I'll go over my data frame here. And what I want is I want a box that kind of goes around my air photo here that I'm going to use to clip these roads, because I'm just going to edit the roads within that area. Now, notice as I get near the edge here, I see this pop up here. It says roads, endpoint, extent, different things. What it's trying to do is it's trying to snap. This is going to be a problem for me because I don't want my boundary of my box to snap to these roads. And if I go up to snapping, I see that all these are turned on. I can click it and turn off these different types of snapping. We'll talk more about the snapping environment later. But for right now, I'm going to turn all that off so I don't have that snapping going on. And I'm going to kind of really roughly digitize this polygon. So I'm going to click on this corner, the next corner, and then on the final corner, I'm going to double click. And now I have what's called a sketch here, and I can see that it's highlighted, it's selected. Now let's say I wanted to modify one of those corners just a little bit. I'm going to switch from this construction tool to an edit tool. And I'm going to double click on this, which will allow me to modify these vertices a little bit if I need to do some minor changes. All right, so I got my boundary here for my air photo. I'm happy with that. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say save edits. And that now is a new feature within my DOQ outline. So I've digitized my first polygon here. So make sure you save and save often. If you crash in the middle of an edit session and you haven't saved, you'll lose those edits. So get used to going over here and saving edits as you work on things to make sure you don't lose stuff in an edit session. All right, first step in our joyous journey down the road of editing. Good luck.